It's week 4 in college football, and KSR's Pick 3 is back at its regularly scheduled time slot to give you more of your favorite bets heading into the weekend. Last weekend, I carried the team with a perfect 3-0 record to get me back to winning for the season, while Adam Luckett also made you a little money with a 2-1 showing in week 3. Roush, he got purdued by his own uncle and went 1-2 last week. We'll get an answer from him in a moment, but first, this week, we're going to start off by shouting out our sponsor for this program, MyBookie, where they will double your deposit for your first-time sign-up if you enter promo code KSR. You can even click the fancy QR code we have on the screen here if you know how to work that. But just get to MyBookie and put in promo code KSR, and they'll turn your deposit or double your deposit up to $1,000 for your betting this week. Now, before we get to the winners, Roush, what happened out there?
First, I would like to state that I don't only play these bets, so I've actually had like a couple. I'm stacking up some weekends.
Easy to say on camera.
I'm not giving out any of those picks. I'm only giving out losers, thanks to the Uncle Braum loss. It's 2 devastating ones where they had the late cover, and last one was even worse because we were watching the action unfold. I was standing next to Rich Scangarello after he was interviewed in his post-game interview. I walk away. Purdue's got the lead to go talk to, I think it was Dane Key, and I come back and the game's over. They've lost. Like what kind of coverage you in there? You're not in a too high shell. Oh, it's devastating, almost as devastating as John Summerall, but just like he did back in 2002 when he was playing for Kentucky. We're getting up off the mat. This week, and I've got some plays this week that I'm cooking up that are really spicy. We're going to get some revenge, and I'm going to be a total sicko. Before I give out some picks, one of them, we're riding the Iowa under train for the rest of the year. Like, I don't have to say it on this podcast, on this show, on YouTube, which if you aren't subscribed to Kentucky Sports Radio, do it now. But just, we're betting Iowa unders for the rest of the year. They're old reliable, even if it is only 35.5 against Rutgers.
I mean, they haven't been coming close to even getting near the over. So I think that should just be the theme. Alabama first quarter seems to be back. Also, that went well last week.
Mm-hmm.
Well, why don't you go ahead and lead us off there, champ? See if you can get back in the green with the rest of us.
Well, I'm going to lead us off. I'll go ahead and start with our revenge play, right? Where we've got some serious revenge happening down in Dallas this week. Sonny Dykes coached them for 4 years, left to go to TCU, and the rumors were kind of out before Dykes coached his last game, and his own fans were booing him last year. That place is going to be sold out. It's going to be rowdy for an 11 a.m. local kick. TCU, they aren't that great, right? They just aren't. If SMU takes care of the football, they're going to win this game. Mark it down. The juice is going to be too much to squeeze. Give me the home dogs howling in a raucous environment down in Dallas. It's time to bring back the Pony Express for a little revenge against former Kentucky coaching candidate, Sonny Dykes.
I'm disappointed that you didn't have a prop here for the Iron Skillet game.
See, I just learned it was the Iron Skillet game. I should have gone downstairs and grabbed the cast iron. Yeah, what was I thinking? I was too busy looking for my Hawaii hat.
You didn't have a prop last week either. I think we know why you've kind of gotten in a funk. Got to get the props back out.
Yeah, got to bring them back.
Lucky, what's your first pick of the week?
Yeah, we're going to start here in the Big 12. Nooner action to get the day started. This is typically a spot I don't love. Ranked team playing an unranked team on the road, and the unranked team's favorite. But here I'm going to make an exception. Baylor plus 2.5 at Iowa State. Iowa State's been a favorite 4 games in a row in this series, and they haven't covered a game yet. Baylor's got a handful of upset wins here recently. I like that this is Baylor's second road game after going to BYU earlier. I just think this is a good spot for the Bears. You look preseason, Baylor's the better team, and I still think that's true a couple weeks later. So give me the Bears on the road, getting a couple points here, but I think they win straight up.
I'm going to keep to a theme that got me undefeated last week, and that's going road teams. And I'm going to start with one I actually love in Knoxville, where if you're going to give me 10.5 in a series where a team has won 16 out of 17, I'm taking it every time. I think Tennessee's for real. I don't like how for real Tennessee has been since they've gotten Josh Heupel. Hendon Hooker should be in the Heisman talk. but sometimes there's magic going on in a series. And if you're telling me I can get the team that's won 16 out of 7 plus 10.5 points, I've got Florida keeping it close against the Vols. The Vols will win, but I'm logging a pick for the Gators at 10.5 as my first one.
A lot of points.
It's a lot of points.
I'm sure the crowd will be calm and easy if it's a close game in the middle of the second quarter. I'm sure there will be no panic in Neyland Stadium.
As Kentucky fans, what do we want to happen there? I mean, we want these teams to lose every weekend, but now they're playing. Do we get behind the Vols? Go Florida?
With Tennessee's schedule, a loss kind of takes them out of the race because they still got to go to their next 2 games after this. They go bye at LSU, home against Bama. And still got Georgia down the road. A loss officially takes them out of the SEC East race, and Kentucky already owns the head-to-head tiebreaker. From that over Florida. So chomp chomp. That's what Big Blue Nation needs to be doing.
Oh, let's all do it.
Anthony Richardson coming out party. We can get in that game a little bit later, but I also there's if that game's close, Florida's gonna have a great shot.
Doesn't Tennessee have a horrific record? You would know this better than me, Drew, because of your father. Aren't they just the worst football team to ever play football when they do their stupid little checkerboard thing?
I haven't looked into that. I tend to look as far away from their checkerboard thing as possible.
Yeah,
but they have a lot of stupid records, so it wouldn't surprise me.
I think the thing is they've lost the last 4 or 5 games they've done it. They did it for Ole Miss last year.
Oh man! So hide the mustard bottle.
It hasn't gone well.
Hide the mustard bottles this Saturday at Neyland Stadium. For my next pick, I'm going to a place where there's a tree growing in the stadium in Las Cruces because nobody wants to go to these games. It's one of the worst teams in college football. Yet for some reason, New Mexico State opened as a 2-point favorite, and they're now a 5-point favorite over the Rainbow Warriors from Hawaii. I know Hawaii's bad. I know they're overmatched, but damn it, this game is against the 2 worst teams to ever play football. I've got to be a sicko and roll with the points and the Rainbow Warriors in what will surely be the worst college football game this fall. It's going to be gross and it's going to be ugly, and I got to have some action on it.
As friends, I think this is the part where we give you the hotline number and you call and ask for help when you are not only betting it. It's not like it's just on TV and you're like, oh, I'll throw $5 on it. You're making it your pick 3, one of your pick 3 plays.
Oh yeah.
I wish Nick was going to a friend's house or an aunt or uncle's house and everybody's hanging out watching games or whatever. And you're the guy that has to turn on New Mexico State, Hawaii. Can we get this on right quick? Everyone's trying to watch Florida, Tennessee, fourth quarter or whatever the big game is, and you're in the corner watching. See if Hawaii can get a backdoor cover down 11.
You need this shirt.
Yeah. It's almost like I'm the same guy who's slapping my leg trying to tell a horse to get up the road at Ellis Park on a Wednesday at 2:00.
Spoken like somebody that's been there. Think Drew,
look at who you got next.
Go ahead,
Drew, me.
Go for it.
Yeah, I'm sticking in the Big 12 here. Texas at Texas Tech. I thought Texas got a sneaky good win last week. That was kind of an upset special, home against a good UTSA team. They're playing a Texas Tech squad that just lost to NC State on the road, respectable loss, beat Houston in overtime at home before that. I just think this is kind of a statement game for Steve Sarkisian, right? We all know what happened at Alabama. They were pretty close. They seem like, you don't want to say Texas is back, but they're heading in that direction. I think this is an important game to go on the road and kind of handle their business and send a message early in Big 12 play. So I'm going to lay the touchdown with Texas on the road. I'm just going with the better roster. I think they'll have some motivation here, just trying to prove that they are a legit contender there with Oklahoma in the Big 12. So lay the touchdown with the Horns.
I'm going to keep it in the SEC and in the away locker room because Arkansas is going to upset Texas A&M, which shouldn't even be an upset. They should be the favorite. I didn't know a whole lot going into it, but in doing research, Arkansas leads the country with 17 sacks a game, and Texas A&M can't even figure out what quarterback they want to use. It's all recruiting rankings versus Sam Pittman in this one, and I like Arkansas to win it, but for the sake of this exercise, I'll take the 2 points. I like the under here, too, if you want to throw in a little extra money. But give me Arkansas on the road at College Station to keep my road dogs going.
If I wasn't a sicko, I would be making this an official pick as well. Really, I just after watching that Miami game, I don't. Texas A&M just does nothing for me. That offense is inept. The only thing that would give me any sort of reservations, and this is calling back to the pre-Sam Pittman era, like at A&M, since they renewed it at Jerry World, A&M wins every one of these games by one score. It's just they're tight games, but Arkansas typically finds ways to lose it. That's the only my only holdback on wanting to get the hammer out on the Razorbacks.
Yeah, the Hogs got them last year, but but Pittman's been really good as a dog since taking over at Arkansas, so that is in your favor.
How can you pay Jimbo Fisher that much money to score 14 points and 17 points in back-to-back football games?
At home,
that's all I need to see. That's all I need to see. And this is in Maryville. That's in College Station. Thanks for
and A&M.
Right.
It's a tough.
My opinion. It helps it
for A&M. This is a tough stretch. Like it's Arkansas at Mississippi State at Bama. We could look up here in a few weeks, and they could be, have 3 losses already and be 2-3.
The dogs are barking. Is that a sound?
The dogs are howling here at the Luckett house.
Max Johnson or Haynes King, whoever they want to roll out, they're not ready for the Razorbacks.
For my third and final play, I'm going to be a sucker, right? It feels like Vegas is daring me to jump on this line because North Carolina has looked much better throughout the season, particularly offensively against Notre Dame. And Notre Dame doesn't have the quarterback that started the year. But I can't resist, right? It's Drake May. I can't hold back. I've got to take the Tar Heels there. I know that Notre Dame has some experience mucking it up and playing well against a good Ohio State team, but I just don't think Notre Dame is very good, like at all. Period. I mean, I don't think they're a good football team, and I don't think Marcus Freeman's a very good head coach. So take that, Tar Heels to the bank, and a preemptive suck it, Luckett.
Here we got a little head-to-head battle here. I've been on Carolina. I've played them a few times here this season. I think this is the spot to go against them. Notre Dame getting points on the road. We've seen that North Carolina defense is a get-right spot for Notre Dame's offense, and then Notre Dame's defense is the best defense that Drake May, a young Drake May, who I like and that he's seen so far. I think you get a couple turnovers out of the young quarterback. The offense figures some stuff out. Notre Dame goes on the road and gets Marcus Freeman's biggest win of his tenure to this point. So give me the Irish, better team on the road, catching points, and I'll just have to beat Roush in another bet. So
better.
I love a good head-to-head on the pick 3.
Better team. I don't know about that. My biggest concern, though, is that against Ohio State, one of the most explosive offenses in the country, Notre Dame kept everything in front of them, right? They played Mark Stoops style, and that's what North Carolina, that's their bacon there, right? They make that on getting big explosive plays, but they're at home. This is a big one, and it's return to the Mac, baby. I'm taking him over stupid Marcus Freeman.
You guys ever have those bets where when you're making it, it's stupid, but you just got to do it because it's your instinct? That's me with this one, where there are 2 coaches who will soon be fired, and I'm talking about Arkansas or Auburn and Missouri.
Yeah,
my goodness, you want 2
Tiger
teams that suck in the SEC? These are them, and I'm hoping Auburn has already checked out on Harsin. It looked like they did in the second half. I'm putting money behind your boy Drinkwitz, Nick. It's so stupid to do that. But a touchdown against an Auburn team that appears to actually suck, I'm doing it.
Feels like Auburn wins by 25 or Missouri wins straight up. Like, I don't see a close game going Auburn's way there. So if Missouri can just hang around, I like your thinking there.
My hope is an early start by Mizzou, which you never want to have hope in an early start by Mizzou. Those players might look at Harsin and think, why are you still here? Why are we still here? And they'll quit at that point.
That's the big thing, too. Auburn's offense is so inept. It's hard for me to even see them going up big early. Whereas, like, Eli Drinkwitz, we've seen him in this game against Kentucky. Like, he's really good in close games and just making things ugly, keeping it nice and close, making things simple for his players. So that is such we got a bunch of sickos on here. God,
we need help with these picks. Now that's one, sometimes you run to the bank to get your bet in. That one I'm kind of tiptoeing up and just sprinkling, but I had to take a touchdown against.
It's very much. I need some action at noon. That is what that game smells. I need some skin in the game here early as I get ready for the day.
Do y'all have any? I guess that was all of our pick three. Do y'all have any extras since Nick created a new rule in week 1 where we just keep throwing stuff in? I'll go first with a little Vanderbilt covering Alabama. They were in my pick 3, but I mean, just get a touchdown and you got it. Anybody else got one?
Yeah, I think Florida, Tennessee, kind of in the Missouri Auburn mode. Either Tennessee wins big or Florida wins that game. So you're getting Florida plus 300 on the money line as of right now. Just take this record in. Billy Napier, 18-3 in 1 possession games as head coach. Josh Heupel, 4-9. In that stadium, if that game gets close, I know who I'm rolling with there in Knoxville. And then Cedric Tillman is it seems like he's 50-50 to play Tennessee star receiver. So if you get that line now, it might change if that news comes out over here the next day or so. So you're getting them at, I think it's 10.5 right now. And then my other one, USC at Oregon State. Oregon State plus 190. Oregon State's 5-1 ATS in their last 6 as a home dog with 5 straight up wins. Each cover has been a win. What they do well is run the ball. USC's defense cannot stop the run. 117th in run D success rate. So that's kind of the worst case scenario for USC. If they get in a hole early and Oregon State sets how that game's going to be played, I think the Beavers could get a huge win. And they beat USC in blowout fashion last year, so they're not going to be, I don't think, intimidated at all with USC coming into Corvallis. So those two, I think that they have some value there so you got a home dog and a road dog.
Not as much value as under Iowa, just under city, baby. Gavin Wims, I don't care if he's walking through that door. He ain't scoring points against that Iowa defense. Undertrained, baby.
As I look up at Scotty Scheffler here in the President's Cup, Luckett, didn't you have one more you wanted to add from the world of golf?
Yeah, we have Roush's live animal bet here. The international team, it's plus 700 to win the President's Cup. If they win the President's Cup, Nick Roush has gone on record that he is going to eat a live animal.
Yep.
We haven't decided what kind of live animal, but we'll get into the weekend. So you could not only could you get entertainment if it happened, but you get some change in your pocket as well. So international team plus 700. You might get it at better odds after today because I see they're falling in a quick hole. But yeah, we have a nice little live animal bet for Roush.
I don't like to be un-American, but I mean, go Hideki Matsuyama if Roush has got to eat a live animal.
I will. I mean, just sounds delicious because it's never going to happen. It could be plus 10,000, and you're still pissing money away because this is an irrelevant tournament. The only way this tournament would be fun is if they got me, Drew Franklin, and Luckett out there to play with the Americans. That's the only way it's fair because the international team is garbage in the President's Cup. Trash.
Hey, our boy Aaron Fleener was this close from being a caddy in the President's Cup.
Oh, man. Okay, well, then I would have cared about it. But nope, not anymore. Just throw the international team in the trash.
Well, if you want to bet on the international team, you can go to my bookie. I don't know why you would want to do that. But anything you want to bet on it, they will double your deposit and double the amount of animals Roush will eat if the international team wins if you put in promo code KSR. Boys, I feel like it's time to probably shut this thing down for the week. We're all going to win. We're going to win and make our viewers some money. So hit subscribe to KSR YouTube channel and go Cats on Saturday. We didn't address that one, but let's stay undefeated against the spread there too.
Yeah. Especially if Rocky Lombardi's out.